Hello and welcome to episode 53 of the Seadogs podcast, all things Scarborough Athletic SC, hosted by me, Paddy Billington, and brought to you by This Is The Coast, the local commercial radio station for the Yorkshire coast. And brought to you in association with Walker & Co Chartered Accountants, local people looking after local books for local businesses along the Yorkshire coast. Well, this morning, Friday the 9th of May, as we record, Scarborough Athletic have posted an update on the situation with the pitch, and we now do have a lot more clarity. So who else to speak to but Scarborough Athletic's chairman, Trevor Bull. You've released an update on exactly where you're at with ground sharing and what you've been trying to do in recent weeks. What is it exactly that has been announced this morning?
I think the most important thing, and the thing that all our supporters and everybody's been worried about, is how we're going to lose our football club. And I guess this statement is a statement that says, no, we've got a plan to keep the football club going. So that's the most important thing. We've been looking at all sorts of options. I think really important to say that we've had some positive meetings with North Yorkshire Council, and they've made a commitment to sort the pitch out, which is great news. But of course, because of the size of the problem, we know that is going to take a period of time. And at present, we don't know how long that's going to be. So we've got to make plans to play somewhere else. We've had very positive discussions with Bridlington Town, a ground that a lot of our supporters know very well from the 10 years that we spent there before coming home in 2017. And we're working towards making that our temporary home.
As you try and make that your temporary home, then at this stage you still don't know how long that might be for.
Well, we don't know how long it will be for. I think the positive thing from North Yorkshire County, they've committed to get the pitch sorted as quickly as possible. So we can't put any timeline on it, but they've committed to get the work done as quickly as possible. But of course, it's one thing saying we're going to go and ground share at Bridlington, but there's a lot of work to do before then, because the league rules are that we've got to have a Step 2 compliant ground by the end of July. So it gives us 2.5 months to get the required work done to get it up to standard. So at the moment, we've had meetings with the Football Foundation, who are in charge of the ground grading, so we know exactly what is required. We are currently drawing up plans and costing those additions to the ground, and then we'll see where we go with there. So obviously quite soon we're going to be reaching out to our supporters for assistance with all sorts of things, but until we know exactly what we're doing, we don't want to do that just yet. So probably more news next week on that. It's definitely doable. Yeah, we've spoken with the National League. They're happy with the way that we're progressing things. So yeah, it's all systems go. A lot of work to do, but we can look forward to next season in National League North. Is
there anything that you are sure you do need to do at Bridlington Town's ground, the mounting systems ground?
We know exactly what needs to be done. The big ticket item, it needs 3 additional turnstiles, and there's all sorts of works around that. There's more toilets, and there's all sorts of things like that. We've dragged Mick Davison out of his retirement, who's famous for building things in at the Scarborough Sports Village. So he's helping us. The Football Foundation, we're working with them to see if they'll be able to fund part of it as well. So we're in a good place. We know what needs to be done. We're just costing it and then looking at how we can finance it.
And obviously you'll have had great support from Bridlington Town over this as well. They came to Scarborough's rescue early on, didn't they? They provided a ground for Scarborough for more years than you would have hoped, but it got the club in a great position.
Well, it did, and Bridlington Town have been absolutely unbelievably helpful again. I've had several meetings with Gavin, their CEO, and they're absolutely bending over backwards to help us. They're looking forward to renewing their partnership with us. And for us, any of our supporters that haven't been to that ground since we played there's been a lot of improvements. And certainly the clubhouse and bar and outside beer garden, it's tremendous. So I'm sure our supporters will enjoy watching football there.
Obviously, there's a lot to think about, not just improvements to the ground to bring it up to standards for National League North football. I know it's been a concern of the club about sponsors at the Scarborough Sports Village, all the boards on the side of the ground and all that. What are your thoughts now with that? Or is that just something that you just need to still work out?
Well, no, we've started thinking about everything. We'll be talking to sponsors over the coming weeks and seeing how they can help us. We'll be looking to get season tickets on sale as quickly as possible because if anybody that went to the fans forum recently will have understood how our finances work. We have to build finances up at the start of the season to kick-start the season. So season tickets and sponsorships are a massive part of that. And we'll be organising our normal kit launches as well. So a priority, apart from getting the ground ready, is we've got to regenerate our income streams because, quite frankly, we need to raise some money.
Yeah, because despite having Bridlington Town just down the road, it is still a near 40-mile round trip, and inevitably there's not going to be as many fans maybe able to get to games. So it's really important, isn't it, if the club is to continue its progress on the pitch and off the pitch as well, that you've got to do what you can. Really, you might take a hit on the gates, so you've got to think of other ways to bring money in.
Well, absolutely, and we've got to think of ways to get fans there. To make it sound a little bit, it's only 17 miles from the Scarborough Sports Village to Queensgate. So
yeah, that does sound better, actually, isn't it?
But we'll be looking at how we can, if there's any possibility, we can arrange transport to help people get there. There's all sorts of things we're trying to do. But people just have to bear in mind that we're a small group of people trying to do an awful lot at the moment alongside our day jobs. So bear with us, we will get there, but I'm really pleased with the progress that we've made, the hard work that our board of directors is putting in to get us to where we are, and a real commitment from everyone to keep going and see this through.
Well done. I know it's tireless work at the moment. There's so many parts of this, isn't there? Obviously, once you've confirmed that you're going to be playing at the Mounting System Stadium in Bridlington, I mean, it affects everything, doesn't it? It affects their fixture list, the whole league's fixture list in their division, and National League North. It just there's so much, isn't there, for so many people to get their head around. That's why you've had to do this as quickly as possible.
Well, that's right. There's all sorts of time constraints, and you mentioned fixtures. Well, that's what been one of the sticking points when we've been talking to different clubs because we're in a higher league. Our fixtures have to take precedence over the home teams. So that is a game changer for those clubs. So really appreciate Bridlington allowing us to do that.
It just must be relentless at the moment. You said about getting Mick out of retirement and all that. It must just be relentless. So what is your message to fans? Because you'll need their support more than ever now.
Absolutely. We to make this work, but the wake up call is the fact that because we're moving out of our ground, our whole business plan is centred around playing football at Scarborough Sports Village through advertising, through revenue through the bars and catering and everything else. So we immediately lose all that. So everyone must understand that is a concern. So where people can help, if you can buy your season tickets early, if you can, continue with your sponsorships, etc. We'll be talking to everybody and let them know what we can do. So there's the financial aspect. We'll be looking to organise some money raising activities across the summer. So please support them. Buy your shirts when they go on sale, and let's get them revenue streams going. But most importantly, come along to matches when we start playing because it helps the team, it helps us financially. So we need to get as many people down the A165 to Bridlington as we can to see matches. That is our main aim. That's what keeps the club alive. And then we trust in North Yorkshire Council to complete the works as quickly as possible and get us back home.
In the statement you say that you were looking at Scarborough Rugby Club. It would have been great to keep football in the town, but I suppose just too much needed to be done there, not practical.
I had several discussions with the rugby club. They would have liked to have helped us, but the logistics would have been far too great. The amount of work to convert that into a Step 2 football stadium in the 2.5 months that we've got would have been absolutely impossible. So we appreciate the support from the rugby club, and we've had support from the cricket club as well. But it just wasn't feasible. So there just wasn't any way that we could maintain football in the town in the short term. But the most important thing is to secure football in the town long term.
I said
at the start, our number one priority was making sure we had a football club next season, and we're at that point now where we can say we will have a football club, and now we've all got to get together and make it as successful as possible.
Thank you for your time, Trevor, and I'll let you answer some more of those phone calls that are coming in.
Thanks, Paddy. Cheers for now. Bye.
That is Scarborough Athletic Chairman Trevor Bull. Let's read you the full statement then that we've received this morning. Now that the season has ended on the pitch, it is as important as ever that we keep everyone informed on progress relating to the pitch replacement project, and we are now able to provide the following updates. Last week, a meeting was held between members of the board and senior representatives of North Yorkshire Council, where the council were keen to underline their commitment to working together to ensure our long-term future in the town. In the meeting, the council made the following points. They gave a clear pledge to deal with the issues which have been uncovered and are already in discussion with the original contractors, who during initial conversations are also supportive of resolving the issues as quickly as possible. That given the scale of the issues uncovered at the stadium, this process will take time, but every effort is being made to reduce the period that the club may be required to play home fixtures away from Scarborough Sports Village. And that they are clearly committed to seeing this through with the least possible disruption to everyone connected with our club. Discussions also took place between the club and the council on what other appropriate support may be available from them while we are unable to play at Scarborough Sports Village. Club officials also attended a separate on-site meeting at the stadium with council representatives and playing surface industry experts, where the club expressed a strong desire to explore the possibility that, with some potential remedial work, the lifespan of the current pitch could be extended. Unfortunately, we've now been informed that it is the view of both the industry experts present and the potential independent certifying testing house that this option is not considered viable, and the surface would now fail the relevant FIFA test. Away from the Scarborough Sports Village, we've also been exploring possible ground share venues along with the Football Foundation to gain a full understanding of the ground grading requirements that apply to anywhere we would like to ground share, and importantly understand what work is required. We can confirm that we originally approached Scarborough Rugby Union Football Club to try and secure a venue in the town, but following initial exploratory conversations, both parties have agreed that this would be impractical in the timescales allowed, and we thank the rugby club for their time and consideration in this matter. We have therefore moved quickly to find a potential workable ground share option as close to the town as possible, and have spoken to representatives from a number of venues who've all been willing to explore sharing their homes with us. The club can now confirm that we are actively pursuing the possibility of a ground share arrangement at the Mounting Systems Stadium, home of Bridlington Town AFC. The arrangement would be subject to a number of approvals, and both clubs are now working closely with the National League, the Northern Premier League and the Football Foundation to explore the practical, financial and governance challenges that we will both need to overcome to achieve a compliant ground share arrangement in time for the start of next season. It is a ground that our supporters know well, having spent 10 challenging but enjoyable years with them in the past. We're extremely grateful to Bridlington Town for their warm welcome, ongoing collaboration and assistance. And then the club finish off by saying that they will continue to update us as the situation develops, and once they have further clarity, they'll be reaching out to seek the help that they need to ensure that they're able to meet this challenge and move forward together. So, I mean, it's a really in-depth statement, and I think that the club should be applauded really for being as transparent as is possible. They've been updating fans. The board have been openly talking to fans at the final matches of the league season and in national and in the North Riding Senior Cup. No question has been out of bounds for fans, and I think that has been really, really good. So we do have a lot more clarity now, and I think the key message is that we are going to be playing away from home in National League North next season. The club will be able to carry on. That's the key thing, isn't it? Because there has been some doubt. So that is great news. However, the club is going to take a massive financial hit. So it is really, really important, if you are a Scarborough fan, and if you're listening to this, you are a Scarborough fan, that we all do our bit, if we can, to support the club in any way that we can. Buying season tickets is the key thing once they go on sale, and I'm sure the club will be looking at ways of getting fans from Scarborough to Bridlington There'll be all sorts of offers of help, I'm sure, in the coming months. So it is positive news, but it's it's news that also comes with a lot of challenges for the club going forward. Because this time next year we still want a club in National League North, don't we? We don't want to be suffering on the pitch for this. We want the progress to be continuing, and we want to be coming back to Scarborough yet again for the second time in as good a position as we've left it. So just keep following the club for updates. We'll of course keep on top of it here at This Is the Coast. We're having chats and conversations about what we can do as a radio station to support the football club, and I'm sure you as a fan or a sponsor might be having those same sort of conversations too. So thank you so much to Trevor Bull for his time this morning, because obviously that news has just come out, and as you heard, his phone is off the hook. People ringing, wanting all sorts of interviews with him or more information, or probably just ringing to offer some support. So it's tireless, it's relentless for all of the members of staff and the volunteers at the football club. So big well done to them, and let's keep supporting the Seadogs, and onwards and upwards, and also down the coast. Back to Bridlington. Who'd have thought that'd be even happening? Who'd have thought, eh? But at least it looks like we are going to have a home next season. Thanks for listening to the Seadogs podcast, episode 53.
This is the Post.